Hello, I'm Atujima and you're watching Hornbill TV's Prime at 9. Now headlines. The central government has once again declared Nagaland a disturbed area. The Armed Forces Special Powers Act (AFSPA) has been extended for another 6 months effective from today, December 30. The centre advised 8 states with spike in COVID cases to enhance testing, strengthen hospital-level preparedness, increase vaccine coverage. Authorities started to impose stringent rules to prevent mass gatherings ahead of New Year celebrations as the nation sees a spike in COVID-19 infections. Night curfews have been imposed in all major cities. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated and laid the foundation stone for 23 projects worth over Rs 17,500 crore in Uttarakhand's Haldwani. PM also announced a New Year gift for the people of the district. The central government has once again declared Nagaland a disturbed area and has extended the Armed Forces Special Powers Act for another 6 months, even as the committee has been formed to look into the demand of removal of the law. The order will be effective from today, December 30. This comes at a time when there has been an uproar in the state following the death of 13 civilians in a botched-up operation in Mon district on December 4 by the Indian Army. The incident caused a massive public outcry and the Nagaland Assembly passed a resolution demanding the repeal of AFSPA. The AFSPA has been operational in Nagaland for decades and in some other northeastern states. The notification was issued by the Additional Secretary in the Home Ministry, Piyush Goyal, who has been named the member secretary in the panel to examine the possibility of the withdrawal of the AFSPA. The committee is headed by Secretary-level officer Vivek Joshi. The high-level committee has been set up apparently to soothe the rising tension in Nagaland over the killing of the 13 civilians in Mon earlier this month. The centre on Thursday wrote to Delhi, Haryana, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka and Jharkhand, advising the states to enhance COVID-19 testing, strengthen hospital-level preparedness, increase pace and coverage of vaccination. The warning comes as India on Thursday reported 13,154 new COVID cases in a sharp rise in the last 24 hours. India's Omicron tally on Thursday surged to 961. The weekly positivity rate in the country is 0.76%, which remains lesser than 1% for the last 46 days. The daily positivity rate is 1.10%, which remains lesser than 2% for the last 87 days. Delhi has the maximum number of 263 Omicron cases, followed by Maharashtra at 252, Gujarat at 97, Rajasthan 69, Kerala 65 and Telangana 62. Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain said the latest variant, which is replacing Delta in other countries, is gradually spreading in the community as people without foreign travel history are getting infected. A yellow alert has been issued in Delhi, having the capacity of public transport, creating a rush among office goers. The high-level committee under the chairmanship of the Union Home Minister Amit Shah has approved additional central assistance under the National Disaster Response Fund to 6 states which were affected by floods, landslides and cyclones during 2021. The HLC approved additional central assistance of Rs 3,063.21 crore from the NDRF for cyclone Taukte 2021, Rs 1,133.35 crore to Gujarat for cyclone Yas 2021, Rs 586.59 crore to West Bengal for floods, landslide during the southwest monsoon 2021. Rs 51.53 crore to Assam, Rs 504.06 crore to Karnataka, Rs 600.50 crore to Madhya Pradesh and Rs 187.18 crore to Uttarakhand. The additional assistance is over and above the funds released by the centre to the states in the State Disaster Response Fund, already placed at the disposal of the states. During the financial year 2021 to 2022, the central government has released rupees 17,747.20 crore to 28 states in the SDRF. Further, rupees 3,543.54 crore has been released to 7 states from NDRF. People with no travel history have been infected for the Omicron COVID variant, and this means it is gradually spreading in the community, Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain said on Thursday. Jain also said that 46 of 115 samples sequenced in the national capital so far had tested positive for the new strain. Delhi has reported a maximum number of Omicron cases so far, 263. India reported 13,154 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. The active cases stand at 82,402 cases, while the death toll has climbed to 4,80,860. The Omicron case Delhi has risen to 961 as of Thursday, with 263 cases in Delhi and 252 in Maharashtra. Of the 961 cases, 320 Omicron cases have recovered or been discharged.
923 पॉजिटिव केसेस आए थे, पॉजिटिविटी थी 1.29%। केसेस पिछले कुछ दिनों में काफ़ी तेज़ी से बढ़े हैं। इसमें ओमिक्रॉन के भी काफ़ी केसेस आ रहे हैं। जीनोम सीक्वेंसिंग जो कराई गई, अभी जो लेटेस्ट रिपोर्ट आई है उसके हिसाब से 46% जो केसेस हैं वो ओमिक्रॉन के आए हैं। तो उसके अंदर ट्रैवल हिस्ट्री वाले लोग भी हैं और जो ट्रैवल हिस्ट्री बिल्कुल नहीं जिनकी, वो लोग भी हैं। इसका मतलब दिल्ली के अंदर ओमिक्रॉन है। अब संतोष की बात यह है कि इसकी जो बीमारी है बहुत सीवियर नहीं है। ओमिक्रॉन है, बहुत तेज़ी से फैलता है, पहले वाले के मुकाबले इसकी फैलने की दर बहुत ज़्यादा है। बट दूसरा ये है कि इसकी जो सीवियरिटी है बहुत कम है, हॉस्पिटलाइजेशन बहुत कम है। देखो कल 923 लोग एडमिट, 923 लोग।
Maharashtra was among several states which reported a sharp spike in COVID-19 cases on Wednesday. Delhi reported 923 fresh cases, which marked a steep rise from the 496 detected a day earlier. The positivity rate also jumped up to 1.29% among other cities. Mumbai registered a huge spike, recording 2,510 cases. Moreover, 400 infections were detected in Bengaluru, 540 in Kolkata and 294 in Chennai. Authorities started to impose stringent rules on Thursday to prevent mass gatherings at parties and public venues ahead of New Year celebrations as the nation sees a spike in COVID-19 infections. Night curfews have been imposed in all major cities and restaurants, ordered to limit customers, officials said. However, state authorities were finding it difficult to limit crowding in markets, religious sites and holiday destinations as they were allowed to remain open, the officials said. The country reported 13,154 new COVID-19 cases and 268 deaths in the last 24 hours. The health ministry said, with urban centers reporting a big jump. It was the highest number of daily infections since October. Cases of infection by the Omicron variant rose to 961 across India. Latest reports have been coming in from Union government, where PJP chief JB Nadda, while speaking in Manipur rally, has said that you have to choose whether you want insurgency or stability. According to reports, the leader said that policy of divide and rule or prosperity encounters or peace, drugs or sports. I believe the youth here will choose sports over drugs and peace over encounters. Manipur will only progress if lotus blooms, added the BJP chief JB Nadda. Other political parties only have the intention to criticize Prime Minister Modi. They forget that while criticizing Prime Minister Modi, they are criticizing the nation as well. They only think about corruption and commission. On the other hand, we have vision to take India ahead, according to PJP chief JB Nadda.
विश्वास है कि यहाँ बैठा नौजवान ड्रग्स की जगह पर स्पोर्ट्स चाहेगा, एनकाउंटर्स की जगह पर पीस चाहेगा, डिविजिव पॉलिटिक्स की जगह पर प्रोस्पेरिटी चाहेगा और इंसर्जेंसी की जगह पर स्टेबिलिटी चाहेगा। ये मेरा पूरा विश्वास है। इसलिए मैं आपको निवेदन करने आया हूं कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी का आप साथ दें, आप उसको आगे बढ़ाएं, उसको आगे बढ़ाएंगे तो मणिपुर आगे बढ़ेगा, कमल खिलेगा तो मणिपुर आगे बढ़ेगा, एन बीरेन सिंह आएंगे तो मणिपुर आगे बढ़ेगा, हमारे लोग बीजेपी के आएंगे तो मणिपुर आगे बढ़ेगा।
Union Home Minister Amit Shah Thursday invoked Lord Hanuman during his election campaign in Uttar Pradesh to praise the Yogi Adityanath government, saying no Bahubalis are visible under his regime but just Bajrang Bali. Addressing the BJP's Jan Vishwas Yatra in Aligarh, Shah alleged that the general public, especially daughters and sisters, were harassed by Bahubali during the Samajwadi Party government in the state.
यहाँ बड़े से बड़े वीर लोग भी हुए हैं और सरस्वती के पुत्र भी यहाँ से आगे बढ़े हैं। ये धरती जिन्होंने आजादी के आंदोलन में आजाद से ही अपना नाम दुनिया में मशहूर कर दिया, अंतिम सांस तक आजादी रहे, ऐसे हमारे चंद्रशेखर आजाद की भूमि है, उनको मैं प्रणाम करता हूं। ये राजा राव रामबख्श सिंह जी की भूमि है, ये शहीद गुलाब सिंह लोधी की भूमि है और पुलवामा हमले वक्त शहीद हुए शहीद अजीत कुमार की भी भूमि है। यहां पर महान कवि और लेखक सूर्यकांत त्रिपाठी निराला जी, पंडित प्रताप नारायण मिश्र जी, भगवती चरण वर्मा जी, आचार्य नंद दुलारे वाजपेयी जी, ये सभी यहां से ही देश और दुनिया को अपनी साहित्य की सौगात दी। मित्रों, ये भूमि वीरों की भी भूमि है, सरस्वती पुत्रों की भी भूमि है। आज मैं उन्नाव आया हूं, बहुत लेट हो गया।
The Chief Electoral Officer of Punjab, Dr. S. Karuna Raju, on December 30, talked about the preparations ahead of the Punjab Assembly Elections 2022. More than 24,000 booths have been established for a total of 2.12 crore voters. He said that the rationalization of all the polling stations is complete, whereas the voting list preparations are on its final stage. Up to 80% of returning officers and assistant returning officers have already received RO certification courses, while the rest will receive it between January 3 to 6, he further said. Lok Nayak Che Prakash Narayan, Hospital MD Dr. Suresh Kumar on December 30 informed that 70 Omicron cases have been admitted to the hospital till date. He said that 50 out of the 70 infected patients have already been discharged, whereas unlike Delta variant of COVID-19, none of them showed any serious symptoms. Most of the patients are asymptomatic. Only 4 out of the 70 patients had a mild fever, throat infection, weakness and loose motion, the MD further said. He lauded the steps taken under the Graded Response Action Plan and encouraged people to follow COVID-19 appropriate behavior, along with prioritizing both the vaccinations instead of just the first one.
जो पेशेंट हैं उनको कोई सिम्टम्स नहीं है, यानी कि एसिम्टोमेटिक हैं। खाली 4 पेशेंट्स इनमें से 70 में से उनको हल्के लक्षण थे। एक पेशेंट्स को फीवर था, बुखार था हल्का, और 2 पेशेंट्स को गले में जो है इन्फेक्शन था और एक पेशेंट को लूज मोशन था। हमने देखा है कि डेल्टा में तो जो R0 वैल्यू थी वो 6 के लगभग थी और इसमें उससे भी 3 गुना यानी कि 18 से 20 के बीच में है और 3 गुना तेजी से फैल रहा है। डेल्टा में जहां पर सडन ड्रॉप हो रहा था ऑक्सीजन लेवल का और ज़्यादातर पेशेंट्स को आईसीयू की आवश्यकता थी, ओमिक्रॉन में ज्यादातर पेशेंट स्टेबल हैं, किसी भी पेशेंट को आईसीयू की आवश्यकता अभी तक नहीं हुई है और हमने देखा है कि ज्यादातर पेशेंट स्वस्थ होके डेल्टा से जल्दी ठीक होके घर जा रहे हैं।
The Seo Chang Village Students Union celebrated its Culture Day on December 30 at Seo Chang Village, Kifiri. The guest of the honor for the day was Azi El Chokhaba, the chairman of Seo Chang Village Council. In his message, Chokhaba highlighted the importance of taboo and cultural activities and encouraged the students by taking the example of headhunting, where it was considered the highest prestige in society, and on the other hand, education these days has become the best tool to change the society.
SVSU office bears iba nyangya galjal secretary nako ke lang na yaro adesa turi yang sarati het kamera nako gambra aro lang darti lang baba la sa chorati oi ba nyimo khatoi iba ruru ba kira session la Kimbura Chera, Azara Zirakato Zeroliro, Akudiba, Jisu Christanilla, Ko Irokukia Mai Salam, Hila Zerolirapam de Chomachire, Zeroko Serambarasta, Buacha, Yu Yang Marode, Yutakatu, Akanyang Karachandanere, Ateko, Kan Katulana, Kan Rure Dashi, Isa founder. Serial Kerimo, Kutsap Yopachichonida, Apu Stage Lakatbi.
New Tsadang Students Union celebrated its Golden Jubilee on December 29 with the theme Striving for Excellence at New Tsadang Village in Tuensang, with Secretary NDPP Nagaland, Young DP Sangtam as a special guest. Speaking at the program, Sangtam challenged the students' community to have sheer determination to reach their goal. He also advised the students' community to introspect and retrospect the vision of the pioneers who had sacrificed and nurtured the union and had reached thus far. Earlier, the Jubilee Monolith was inaugurated by Reverend Kingka, pastor of New Tsadang Village.
It's a New Tsadang Students Union Day. And also I would like to thank to my friends who have accompanied me from Tuensang, from Lungkem, and from different places. I, Shri Yangdibi Samdam, in the name of Almighty God, I unfurled His 50th anniversary flag. New Tsadang Students Union, Kang Pingyang, Golden Jubilee, Omjirati, Lele Jimmy, John Liba, Reverend Kinga, Pastor, Tsadang Baptist Church.
Amid a rise in COVID-19 cases in the country, Chennai Police Commissioner on December 30 urged public to follow COVID-19 guidelines and briefed about the preparations for New Year celebrations. While talking to NI, Chennai Police Commissioner Shankar Chival said celebrations on the beaches and on the roads leading to the beaches are also banned. Hotel and restaurants can operate, but dancing and DJs are not allowed. Around 10,000 police officials will be on duty on the night of December 31st.
This year, we have brought in certain measures to see that the COVID appropriate behavior is maintained and the spread of corona is contained. For this purpose, by and large, we are trying to tell people, advise them that any crowding, unnecessary crowding should be avoided. Generally, the way of spending this in a revelous way is that on the beach, many people, they get together and celebrate it. However, because of the current situation, such a congregation on beaches, all the beaches along the ECR, including Marina, Elliots, Thiruvanmiyur and beyond is banned. Also the roads leading to these beaches, generally then the people come and park there and start celebrating. They are requested to not do that. It is also banned. The hotel restaurants can function as per their time and priority, but DJs and dancing floor, they are not required. Private spaces used for congregation, like convention halls, banquet halls, beach houses, etc. also, and they have been exhorted not to do that this year. Protection, etc. We are mobilizing enough force, about 10,000 policemen and officers.
Amid the scare of new COVID variant, Omicron, Director of Maulana Azad Medical College, Dr. Naresh Gupta, on December 30 warned that the new variant is going to spread like a fire once it gets into the community. Reportedly, 70% Omicron patients are asymptomatic, and with the variant's high transmissibility, it's going to spread like fire once it gets into the community because you won't know if the next person is infected, he added.
A lot of mutations, like most of the variants do, but this is more transmissible because it has got some changes which make it go into the human body very fast. And not only does it go more fast into the human body, but it multiplies so fast that the symptoms, which used to come in 5, 6, 7 days earlier, now they come in 2 to 3 days. So that shows that it is highly transmissible, very highly transmissible. And it also has one more related issue. Even in our India study, there are these reports that 70%, 2/3 of them are asymptomatic, which is much larger than the earlier variants. So both these things put together show that it is going to spread like fire. Once into the community, it's very difficult to protect because you don't know whether the next door person is having it or not, because he could be asymptomatic. And of course, the virus has got the property of high transmission.
Delhi Chief Minister and Aam Aadmi Party convener Arvind Kejriwal on December 30 took part in the Vijay Yatra in Chandigarh. The Vijay Yatra came after AAP registered victory in the Chandigarh Municipal Corporation elections. AAP leader Bhagwant Mann was also present in the Yatra. Haryana Assembly Speaker Gyan Chand Gupta reacted on the incident of setting MLA Parmond Vij's car on fire inside the MLA hostel premises in Chandigarh. He said the incident of the setting MLA Parmond Vij's car on fire inside the MLA hostel premises in Chandigarh is a matter to be investigated. There was a lack of security. Actions will be taken against the culprit.
मुझे सुबह लगभग 7 बजे इस घटना की जानकारी मिली कि कुछ शरारती तत्वों ने हमारे आदरणीय विधायक श्री प्रमोद विज जी की गाड़ी को आग लगाने की कोशिश की है। कोशिश क्या, उन्होंने आग लगाई है। 2 बार अटेम्प्ट किया। पहली बार जो व्यक्ति है वो गाड़ी में आया, यहाँ पर आकर के नीचे उतर करके उसने गाड़ी का शीशा तोड़ा, शीशा तोड़ करके होल किया और उसके बाद जब वो गाड़ी का सायरन बज गया उसके पश्चात वो भाग गया। लेकिन आधे घंटे के पश्चात फिर वो गाड़ी के अंदर उसी गाड़ी में आया है और उस गाड़ी के अंदर से एक पेट्रोल की जो बोतल उसके हाथ में थी वो बोतल ले जा करके उसने गाड़ी पर डाल करके वहाँ लाइटर से, जो दिख रहा है उसमें कि लाइटर से उसको टॉर्च किया है। निश्चित तौर पर देखिए कहीं ना कहीं लापरवाही है। जो भी इसके लिए कोई जिम्मेवार होगा उसके खिलाफ कार्रवाई होगी और इसकी पूरी जांच हम।
Following Delhi Disaster Management Authority decision to run buses and metro rail at 50% capacity, commuters from all over the Union Territory faced difficulties on December 30. After witnessing major spike in COVID cases, Delhi government on December 28 declared yellow alert, under which schools, colleges, cinemas and gyms will remain closed and public transport will run with 50% capacity.
गवर्नमेंट से ये पूछना है सर, जब आपको पता है कितना मैन पावर है दिल्ली में, जब आपके पास साधन नहीं है, आपने बिना सोचे समझे सीधे 50% कर दिया। अगर आपने चेयर भी कवर करने थे बस के तो वो भी कवर करते, आपने सीधे 50% कर दिया। एटलीस्ट आप प्राइवेट बसों को ले लेते। अगर आपको 50% करना, ना आपने प्राइवेट बसें ली हैं, ना आपने ऐसा कोई सुविधा बनाया कि आप शेयरिंग कैब लो, शेयरिंग ऑटो लो, कुछ भी नहीं, सीधे ऑर्डर दे दिया 50%, जिसके वजह से पब्लिक यहाँ पे मर रही है, कोई गिर रहा है, किसी को चोट लग रहा है, किसी की चोरी हो रही है।
That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.